My girlfriend knows I've been cheating on her. I don't know how she found out, but she did. I guess she's been going through my phone or my laptop, maybe. I was so careful. I used a private browser. I used a complicated password. Like, really complicated. Sometimes even I couldn't guess what the freaking hell I'd made it. And I never wrote it down or kept it in my saved passwords. I'm not stupid. Or maybe I am. Hell, we've been together for 3 years. 3 long, long years. At first, it was great. She was fun, vivacious, and sexy. She was adventurous in the bedroom. Very adventurous. I never thought I would find a wild, amazing woman that would fulfill all my needs. Sometimes I could swear she was reading my body like a book. She'd cracked my code like a safe. Looking back, that should have been some kind of clue that I couldn't get anything past her. I have a job in the tech industry, which pays well, very well. I joined up with them at 18 as a hungry, driven intern fresh out of high school when we were just a small startup. After several years of hard work, I made a partner at 24. We'd hit the big time and were out celebrating at a local dive, and that's when I met her. She was out with a few friends, and I caught her eye across the bar. Feeling pretty confident and good about myself that night, I bought her a drink. She and her friends joined the table with my colleagues and I. After a wild night of drinking, heavy flirting, and bedroom eyes, I invited her back to my place and she said yes. Like all relationships, things got a bit stale after a few years. It was my fault, really. Long days at work turned into long nights. She felt like I didn't have time for her anymore. Like I wasn't interested in her anymore. That was the furthest thing from the truth. But I couldn't convince her. She complained that she was always at home alone, seeing as she ran an Etsy shop out of our apartment, selling homemade earrings, crystal necklaces, and little sculptures of fairies and gnomes that were nauseatingly adorable. Her work didn't just clutter up her craft room, it spilled over into the rest of our home too, and I freaking hated it. Then, she'd accuse me of cheating too, and I wasn't. I freaking wasn't, okay? But she wouldn't listen and was getting really hysterical and it was pushing my buttons. It really pissed me off. Didn't she know how hard I was working to pay off the lion's share of our apartment? Our bills? How the F did she think I could afford that ugly ass $3,000 Louis Vuitton purse for her birthday that she wanted so goddamn bad? Eventually, I just said F it. If she was going to constantly punish me for effing cheating, then I might as well do it. Besides, we had a hot new intern that was always looking at me from across the conference room, leaving cute notes on my coffee, etc. Batting her eyelashes at me, wearing these tight freaking pencil skirts. And I wasn't getting any at home, not anymore. At first, I felt like a real a-hole. But all those guilty feelings went out the window when I was tangled up in the bedsheets of a hotel room during my lunch hour with a pert little 19-year-old named Emma. I figured I was just getting what I deserved after all the screaming and nagging at home. After all the BS accusations. My girlfriend disagrees completely. I know that now as I tell the story from the bathroom in my Marriott room. I've got it locked and my back is pressed up against the door, but I don't know how long I have to wait this out. I don't know how she found me or how long I'll be in here. I always had Emma reserve the room with her credit card, and I would give her cash to pay for it afterwards. I thought I was careful. Well, not freaking careful enough. About 15 minutes ago, Emma and I were getting ready to strip our clothes off and ravage each other when housekeeping knocked on the door. This wasn't unusual as my fiery little intern had a habit of ordering champagne and strawberries, which I always ended up paying for. She said they're an aphrodisiac, and they always get her in the mood. I always thought that was stupid. All I needed to be in the mood was a flash of her perky little knockers. But the knock came as usual, and as usual, Emma opened the door, giggling playfully. Only, it wasn't housekeeping this time, it was my girlfriend. Standing there with her face flushed, beet red from rage. She screamed. I knew it. I freaking knew it. You piece of crap. You said I was freaking crazy. Crazy! How's this for crazy? Shrieking at the top of her lungs, she lunged at Emma, swinging a razor-sharp craft knife that she uses when making clay sculptures and other useless knickknacks. The scalpel blade cut wildly through the air, and eventually one of her exaggerated swings aimed true. A thin crimson line started to appear across Emma's neck, and it quickly exploded open, spurting giant streams of crimson red blood along the walls and the ceiling. It almost looked like art. Better than any of her art. Anyways, well, I didn't waste any time bolting towards the bathroom, my feet slipping in streaks of blood. Lucky for me, I kept my footing and made it inside as Emma's body crumpled to the floor. Now I'm trapped in here as she hacks away at the door from the outside, no doubt gouging the wood with small rivulets and feeble notches. I know she can't get in. The lock should hold, and the added pressure of my body against the door will be enough. I've already called 911, and the operator assured me help was on the way. But I'm due back at work any time now for a meeting with the other 3 partners. I can't believe I'm going to have to explain this to the company. I might even have to resign. And we're going to need a new intern.